I think the last thing that caused this much debate and discussion was whether Fortitude and Magma were good albums or not. Hello, welcome back to Crushing Sounds. My name is Chris, doing another random one today, just sharing my thoughts, fears, concerns, and all-round stuff regarding this story that has just gone huge, especially in the UK heavy metal circles. So if somehow you're not aware, an image has been circling around the internet of someone sharing the merch prices on Gojira's UK tour. There's this image here on the screen that you'll see, and yeah, this has gone absolutely bananas. It's just appeared all over the fucking internet. Metal Hammer have done a cover on it, and yeah, everyone's I'm just getting it up on screen, that's why I'm looking away. Everyone's just going absolutely nuts over the ridiculous prices of the merch. £40 for a t-shirt, £50 for a long sleeve, £80 for a hoodie, £25 for a beanie, £25 for a hat, £20 for a bandana, £10 for a patch, £80 for a signed vinyl. That's actually, that could be a lot higher, I'm not gonna lie. £200 drum head, £40 drumsticks, and £100 art prints. This is just absolutely insane. This is too much. This is just too much for the average person to spend. You go to a show, and a lot of people, their tradition when they go to a show is buy a piece of merch to support the band, remember the night, and just to take something away from it. Remember the days where t-shirts were 15 quid, 20 tops, £40 for a t-shirt, £80 for a hoodie, £10 for a patch, unless that's a back patch or a very strict limited run of patches. I'm not paying £10 for a patch. But yeah, this has just raised serious concern, debate, anger among the heavy metal community. I'm not going to teach you all how to suck eggs and whatnot and tell you all the reasons as to why they have to charge this kind of money. You've all probably figured that out. Brexit, cost of living, cost of manufacturing, all that has just exploded in the last couple of years. The cost of living in the UK has gone up massively in the last 6 months or something stupid like that. So no one is surprised, I think, that a band has finally had to crack and charge this kind of money. I don't think anybody is surprised that has had to happen, but it's still no less, it still stings and it sucks. If you really wanted to go to that show and support the band and buy the merch and whatnot, the group that I will not blame, however, for this is Gojira themselves, the guys in the band, because first of all, they probably have very little say in the set prices of these things. That's probably their management, their promoters, all that stuff. I highly doubt the band. They probably have input, but I highly doubt they're the ones definitely setting these prices. And venues are taking a bigger cut now. They're taking a massive cut of ticket prices and now merch sales. Justifiable reasons, I guess. Venues are struggling too. But this is gonna collapse at some point in the not too distant future. Prices have to go. Ticket prices are just absolute mind-numbingly expensive now for even medium-sized bands, and that's because of pricks like Ticketmaster and their stupid dynamic pricing. Live Nation, of course, by extension of that. So ticket prices have gone up, and now merchandise has shot up as well. So everyone's going to get priced out of the market here, unless you're an enormous band with a legion of mega rich fans. Which, if you're a massive band like Foo Fighters, Bruce Springsteen, Billie Eilish or whatever, you have a huge fan base, you're going to have sufficient number of people in that fan base who've got an absurd amount of money, who 80 fucking pounds for a hoodie is not that big of a deal. But if you're a medium-sized band or even a small-sized band, you're going to price your audience out of your market. How many people at this show are going to spend £200 on a drum head? I've not been to any of the shows on this tour. I don't have a ticket for it. I know Mike does, so I'll be sure to ask him how many people are at that merch stand buying stuff, because this is just absolutely insane. But again, I don't blame the band. They have to do what they have to do, because this was a tour that I think I'm pretty sure this was one of the tours that got delayed by about a year. Delaying a tour costs money. You lose money by delaying a tour. It's not just like you turn the lights off in the venue and come back later. There's running costs when a tour is pushed back, so they have to charge this stuff. But I can't see where this is going to end and how this is going to end well. I remember the big debate of like, well, you can't support a band anymore just by buying a CD, because the record label takes the bulk of that sale, or the retail outlet that sells it will take a chunk of that as well. The band see almost nothing from a CD sale, so it's like, okay, I guess I gotta buy the vinyl to know that the band is getting financial support. But then of course that then fed into record labels taking a bigger cut of vinyl sales, vinyl pressing plants taking a bigger cut of vinyl sales, digital downloads. I remember that mental documentary that 30 Seconds to Mars did regarding the album This Means War, I think that album was called. Record labels were taking cuts of digital download sales to cover cost of damaged goods for digital downloads. Every step, every corner of every revenue stream for a band is being screwed right now. Record labels taking massive cuts of physical sales, venues taking massive cuts of tickets and merch sales, Live Nation, Ticketmaster doing that as well, and Spotify giving you nothing for a stream. There's no financial avenue left for bands now to make money, unless you're a big enough band where you can justify charging these insane prices. That's the only option they have left now. It's scary. This is, I mean, we can all, get angry and be like, how dare you charge this kind of money, but make no mistake, this is scary that they've had to do this, because the alternative is they just pack it in and don't make more music, don't tour, because if you don't charge this kind of money, you don't make profit, it's not sustainable. Your band is done unless you work a day job and put some music out in the meantime, just every now and then as a hobby, which, don't get me wrong, that's perfectly commendable to do and honourable to do. But I think we'd all agree we love these bands making this music as their full-time job, because we then, as the consumer, get lots of great music and lots of great shows and lots of great tours and all that. And that, that's the dream for young bands. I'm in a tiny band. I'd love to be able to be a full-time musician and quit my day job, but just as a tiny band with that hasn't really taken off yet, I'm just disheartened that how am I ever supposed to do it now? Because you can't make money making music anymore unless you already have the following that will pay for your shit. So, yeah, I think I saw Ruben made a comment on one of these posts regarding all this, and they made a point I completely agree with. It's like they charge these prices or they don't tour, because you don't make profit on a tour. Your record label's not going to put you on that tour. Your promoters aren't going to put that tour together. Venues aren't going to book you or have you if you don't give them substantial money back. And that has to come from your merch now, apparently. Again, I seriously doubt Gojira themselves are the ones that made this call to do this. This was probably a management or a promoter person crunching the numbers and seeing that this was necessary. And yeah, it's just awful. It's awful for the end consumer. It's awful for Gojira, because they're Gojira of all bands. They seem very, very aware of people that struggle, especially financially now. So many people are struggling financially that this is just not viable anymore to be able to support bands in this way. I can only see this getting worse. I've seen many people say that this is going to be unique to Gojira because they are a band that for sure won't be making this merch through like sweatshop manufacturers in like Thailand and China and that kind of thing. They definitely want it to be a sustainable, fair trade kind of company that make their merch. I'm perfectly willing to accept that that is definitely true, that Gojira would do that. I can totally believe that, and all the credit in the world for them for doing that. But you're kidding yourself if you think this is going to be a one-off. This is going to be the norm. This is absolutely going to be the new normal. I remember when I saw Nightwish not that long ago, and yeah, their stuff wasn't quite this bad, but it was getting closer. It's absolutely getting close. I saw Queen of Adam Lambert a few months before that, and it was probably about this price. Probably not far off, if it wasn't. So this is definitely going to be the new normal. And let's face it, Nightwish and Queen are a lot bigger than Gojira. Maybe not Nightwish, but you know. So what can we do as consumers about this? Not much, to be honest, until until artists find another way to have a consistent revenue stream. What you can do though, if you want to support an artist, is wherever you can support them via completely direct means, whether that's go on their Bandcamp and leave a donation. If they have a Patreon, support their Patreon. Maybe not Winter Sun. And Spotify, through all of Spotify's faults, of which there are many, they do have this option on some bands, not all for some reason, but some bands, you can leave a monetary donation for nothing for you. You're giving money to the band. And from what I hear from artists that have told me this, all that money, 100% of it, goes to the band. Spotify don't take any of it. Obviously that might get murkier if a band has a massive record label behind them that want to take a little bit of that as well, because they absolutely would if they could. But my point is, anywhere you can give a direct line of revenue to a band is going to be, they're going to get more cut of that than if you buy merch at a venue, because the venue are going to take that cut, or at a festival because the festival is going to take a cut. But also, conversely, if you don't buy merch at these shows, the venue doesn't make any money. The venue aren't going to book this band again because the venue don't get money from this band. And if every band does that, the venue goes under. If the venue goes under, then there's no tour anyway. So this is terrible. This is it sucks. It really sucks. I think we all could have seen this coming. We were just waiting for the first band to really make headlines about it. It's Gojira on their UK tour with £80 fucking hoodies. So yeah, don't mean to be doom and gloom on a Wednesday night, but this is important and it needs to be talked about, because if it's not if a workaround or a solution to the rising costs of everything to do with supporting a band isn't solved, then bands are only going to suffer because people can't afford their stuff anymore. So yeah, very rambly video over. What are your thoughts? Who do you think is to blame here? What do you think we can do about it? Is there an end in sight? And how much would you spend on a hoodie? Thanks so much for watching, and go listen to some amazing heavy metal. I'll see you in the next video.